anyone's done this, unless someone's still alive from the Spanish flu, which would make them 100.
Oh my God. Welcome to Barbell Shrugged. I'm Anders Varner, Doug Larson, Coach Travis Mash. This is the first time I've ever sat in my house and introduced Barbell Shrugged to the world. We are on lockdown, but means the recording must go on. I can promise you it's already a different thing by introducing the show without staring at you guys in the exact same room. But what we're going to talk about today is how this whole coronavirus thing has really affected the fitness industry. My life has changed. I have a baby, couple rooms over. I know you guys have. We were actually putting the emergency plan together on Monday. It's a Thursday right now. On Monday, we all put the bat signal up, and we were going to go drive to Knoxville, Tennessee, hunker down, stay away from all the people, record like 15 shows, and then sprint back to our families. And the reason we have Coach Travis Mash here is because he is a better family man than all of us. And he was like, I don't know, guys. I'm in, but we should probably think about the larger impact of what's going on. So, Doug, man, what's going on with you? You surviving over there?
Well, first I need to thank Travis for making the mature decision not to travel this week. That way my wife didn't kill me, and I could say, well, Travis, then I don't feel like it's my fault that we didn't get the shows in person. Like, I can blame Travis, but at the same time, I think you're probably saving my marriage by having me stay here so my wife can not lose her mind watching my kids.
But did I do it, boys. Or did my wife do it?
Yeah, we'll blame her.
Yeah,
she can take the fall.
That's right.
Yeah, man, we're doing these shows virtual for a while. Like, we can't travel. Even one of the ways, like the trip that we really wanted to do, that was gonna be really fun, got canceled. Which totally makes sense. It was probably the first thing that we were talking about not going to, since getting quarantined on a cruise isn't really an option when you have 3 kids.
Could you imagine being on a cruise right now?
No. Yeah, no.
No, especially a month from now. Which I assume it's going to be worse a month from now, since it gets a little worse every day with no real end in sight. So by the time Water the Wave shows up a month from now, we're definitely not going to be wanting to be on a boat.
No way.
Mash, what do you guys have going on? I know you've got a gym full of people. You've got legit athletes that are in big training blocks, world athletes. What's going on in Louisville right now?
Everyone, man. Luckily, USA Weightlifting, and not only that, but the Olympic Committee is offering people mental health, psychologists, counseling, because you've got athletes who are months away from the Olympics, not even knowing is there going to be an Olympics. It's brutal right now, man. I'm just doing my best. Here's the positive though. Let's talk about the positive. So this Zoom thing that we're doing, all of a sudden I was like, you know what? Let's try to turn a negative into a positive. So now, like on Wednesday, for example, I was able to train my girls in Denmark, Jordan Cantrell in California, and my athletes at home, all at the same time. So that was cool because I don't get to do that. I don't see Jordan that often. I never see my girls from Denmark. And so that was cool. And so now I'm getting better and better at that. I'm just trying to make the best of it. But the worry is that the people who are about to do the Olympics, man, can you imagine training your whole life for something that happens once every 4 years?
I've actually thought about the Olympics a couple times, and the financial impact I've learned a lot over the last couple of years of how brutal it can be on a country to go and build all that infrastructure for a week-long event, and then it just bankrupts the country afterwards. Basically, it's not a good thing for your country if you don't already have the pre-existing infrastructure to do the Olympics. You're in a bad spot. You got these giant buildings and no sports to fill them. There aren't enough concerts. But then I was thinking about the athletes, and like you said, you train your whole life to go and do this event, and you become the best in the world or the best in your country at a minimum. And then all of a sudden a global outbreak happens. What are you supposed to do? But I also kind of buy into the thing. I've been thinking about this a lot of when you kind of listen to the experts and you start to look down the timeline of where this is, there is some unifying thing. Like, I still get the warm and fuzzies when I watch all of the opening ceremonies. I've been known to shed a tear watching all the athletes enter into the arena and support. Like, US comes in, we're decked out, like, all white, we look badass.
Yeah.
Like, that's a super emotional, cool thing to see all those athletes that have committed their entire life to being great at this singular sport.
Same, man. It's
So
just,
maybe it does have like that that unifying thing to, in a way, just be the symbol this year of like, we're back. The world will go on. We still have all the athletes moving. But what do they do? What are they doing at training centers? Like, you can't have a training center.
everybody's at home. I got my girls from Denmark. They're in their basement training. It's crazy. I'm about to drop some videos next week once I splice it all together. But yeah, they're in their basement training for the Olympics. You know, luckily though with Zoom, you know, they still have the coach, because normally I do the programming and like my company does the nutrition work. And then they have a coach in Denmark who does the day-to-day like technique work. But thank God to Zoom, you know, at least they have me to be able to now, you know, correct their technique, keep moving forwards is all you can do. I can't imagine. I don't know what I would do. Imagine this, because, you know, I know a lot of Olympians from the 80s, you know, when America boycotted, then Russia boycotted, and they're like, I was an Olympian in 1980, but I didn't really get to go. And so the people who they're facing that this year. So the 2020 Olympians are having to say, I was an Olympian, but I didn't get to go. That, I mean, you guys,
This is also one of those situations too, where it's like, if you were to ask any of those athletes, hey, there's a chance you're going to get, not even a chance. If you go, you will get it. Do you still want to go? And every single one of them is going. They do not care about this freaking flu at all. They want to go compete against the best in the world because that's what they've been doing their whole life.
Yeah.
So how do you take that away? Do you just do it in front of empty people, like at empty stadiums?
I don't know what they'll do, man. I don't know. The Olympic Committee, the IOC, is saying right now that they have full intentions of still competing, but they might move it at a different time. I mean, think about this, man. Like Japan, like if they don't have it, they're for sure going to take the biggest economic hit of any country in the history. Because not only do you already have that, you've already bought that, and so you do get some. You do recoup some of your funds during the time. So they want to get that. So let's spend all that money on outlaying this huge. And you know, all Asian countries always do. They go big.
Yeah.
So I guarantee it's like the best Olympics ever if we have it. But imagine, so you go big, you have the best Olympics that's ever been in the history of the world, and you can't do it. Oh.
At least they have already built a large majority of the infrastructure, because a lot of the buildings that they're using, what they used, I want to say it was like 20 or 30 years ago. I don't remember the exact year when they had the Olympics. But yeah, so they're not starting from scratch, kind of like Brazil was. But I couldn't imagine. Like, that's just such a brutal call to make. I made the joke, like, when they canceled the Arnold and Expo West.
Yeah.
Thinking at that time, I thought, that's probably smart, but man, that sucks. Like, imagine you're having a bad day, but you're not having, I had to cancel the Arnold bad day. You're not canceling Expo West. There's billions of dollars exchanging hands that weekend. People's lives change that weekend, like launches, like you're introducing your company at Expo West, and all of a sudden you've got all your products sitting there, everything's shipping, you got this beautiful thing set up, and sorry, 2 days before, it's not happening. You just bankrupted a brand new company without even thinking about it. Like that, I bet that happened. There's no insurance policy for global outbreaks.
Yeah, I talked to Corey Gregory, and he was talking about, you know, I mean, I'm not going to say, but he told me how much money they lost. So then I started doing the math for the people who have the even bigger booths. I'm like, you know, like a company like Bang, they lost millions. I mean, millions on top of millions, you know, because they go all out. they always have like it's basically they got a
Stage.
city block. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're speaking of Bang. So poor Bang. Shout out to Bang.
That was a Bang plug right in the middle.
And they're not even
that was a
paying
real
me.
endorsement too.
Hey, Matt, I'm positive that you really helped them recover the Arnold funds that they lost with that endorsement.
$2. At least $2.
Our whole audience just ran to 7-Eleven. That's great.
They should.
That's so good.
All those companies.
That's so good.
Speaking of Bang, to take this. Sorry, speaking of Bang, to take this a slightly different direction, talking about nutrition, I actually feel like a lot of people, that should be their focus right now. If you're stuck at home and you have control over all of your meals and you don't have a gym to train at, like nutrition should be your main focus right now. Like learning how to eat really, really well, making sure all your meals are like, prepared in advance and like portioned out where you have total control over the quality and your macros. Like all your supplements are there. Like I feel like sleep and nutrition are should be the big focus for almost everyone who doesn't have an actual competition coming up that they still think they might do.
I agree. And if you happen to have some weights, I mean, really for me, I know a lot of people are in a really bad situation, but for me, it's put me in a situation to get into the best shape I've been in a long time. So I brought some weights, barbell and a squat rack home, and I've been banging it out. So I'm actually, it's actually going to help me get in good shape. So I got to make the most of it.
I feel like everything that has come along with the social distancing thing has as far as health is concerned, is on the up and up, and it should be for everybody if you're doing it well. Like food, you just don't have junky food in your house, and you can't go out and eat. If you could eliminate eating out, your level of nutrition gets better so much quicker. And I just finished my last Quest bar, so I'm screwed. I got to eat super healthy now. Even my bad food was pretty good, but now it's just rice, veggies, steak. Here we go. I'm walking more. I'm outside more. I'm getting way more vitamin D because it's been nice this week. So I'm walking around barefoot. Feel like I'm actually doing everything that I should be doing. I wake up a little bit earlier because I know that I got to get work done before Adelaide wakes up. Whoa, then things get wild. If you're taking the steps to do it right, you should be able to live like a relatively, I mean, not even relatively, it should be almost an increase in quality of living just because you got to slow down. And the only thing to do is go walk.
Honestly, I needed this. These first 3 months of 2020 have been the hardest of my entire life with this going back to school, trying to make this move to Lenore Ryan, looking to sell our gym, which we did, thank God. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. Sold it. Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
And
I didn't know that.
And made some money. I'm very happy. Yeah. I did yesterday. Literally just did it yesterday.
So, gotcha.
Wow.
I was like, how did that slip by us?
Bro, I'm so happy. So we did that. So literally things have gotten a lot better. So now we're at home, and Drew and I have had a chance to talk about our future. We've been so busy, we couldn't even talk. I couldn't even stop to think, is this really the direction I want to go? Is this?
Yeah.
It's been refreshing to us. And I luckily I love being around. I'd hate to have a wife I didn't like. Thank God I love my wife, but because you're trapped with her. And so, but it's been fun. We just talk and hang out and play with the boy. I got Rock and Bear teaching them how to do weightlifting. It's been great.
That's awesome. Yeah, I actually find these situations, these large, in a way, life-changing things where you kind of dread a lot of the what's going to happen because it's going to take a lot out of your ego and self.
Yeah.
You have to always be thinking about the greater good versus what do I need right now?
Yeah.
They turn out to be the situations where you end up becoming happier, being terrified of getting married or having a kid because you realize it's no more me.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not me. We got basically it's 6 to 11 p.m. 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, and we've got like 3 people in a house, and the whole thing's got to get done. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, so what did you guys do with your gym going through all this? You just kicked everybody out and sold it? Like, how did that happen? This is not only do I want to know what you guys are doing with the gym, but how did you make a sale in a time where everybody's leaving?
Got super lucky, man. So the gym up the road, there's a big global gym shut down. And so they got, not because of this, it happened before. The owner made a few mistakes. Anyway, bankrupt. So one of the trainers put a deal together and basically bought their members. They got 1,800 members. Wanted to move. They had to get out of that because the bank took over that spot. So they came, asked us to buy our gym, our people, and then also got the space next to us. So it's going to be about, 8,000 square feet now, maybe 10,000. It's going to be big. And so, so they bought our members. They have those. So they're going to have about 2,000 members, and the rent is a lot better where we are in Louisville. And they want to keep weightlifting, powerlifting. So it was, and the strength, our strength and conditioning. So really nothing changed for me other than I don't own it and have the stress. And now I have some cash on hand, and it was just a great deal. So they're going to let me train my athletes for free, as long as I want to stay. It's a great thing. Took all my worries and gave me, I still have everything I need. They want me to teach clinics there. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's like, that is the luckiest thing. I wish I could tell you it was some business awesome idea I had. It was luck.
Just happened putting the right foot forward. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Yeah. Give Chris a big hug next time you see him.
Dude, he was so happy. That boy has been so stressed putting his wife through veterinary school, but it was good. We're all happy. Yeah, the athletes are happy because they're going to have a big gym to get I'll have all kinds of equipment to get the pump on. Everybody loves to get a pump.
Dude, someone coming through with a bunch of funding?
Yeah.
Build out a nice weightlifting place? That's rad.
It's rad. It'll be the sickest place ever.
That's awesome. Yeah. Doug, what are the people doing at your gym? How are they keeping the memberships going? And what's the state of just gym owners? I know what my people are doing, but I'd love to hear what you guys have going on in Memphis.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd imagine almost every gym kind of converges on the same set of ideas about how to handle this, how to keep providing some value, how to keep getting subscription revenue so people don't cancel their membership, so they can get that monthly continuity revenue, and then just how to make it through this whole mess in one piece and not have to go out of business and then start over when it's all over. So right now it seems like most people at the gym that I primarily hang out at here in Memphis, it doesn't seem like that many people have quit. I'd imagine he's signing up. I haven't asked him this specifically, but I imagine signups are pretty sparse, so it's probably not growing. And then I've talked to him about doing virtual coaching, mostly nutrition coaching. So they're paying their $150, $200 a month or whatever it costs, and then that's pretty much what good nutrition coaching costs. And many people at the gym have done that for people before. So I was like, just transition all of your clients to at-home workouts and nutrition coaching. And then if you need to either give them or rent them any of your equipment, you can do that. You also can just have, a lot of people have policies around washing their hands when they show up, and, sanitation rules. He wipes down all his equipment after every single person uses a set of equipment, everything gets wiped down and cleaned. And then he was talking about doing, just mandatory smaller classes, so 5 people per class, maybe shorter classes with less people, or he's come up with a lot of ideas like that.
Is he renting equipment out to people?
The reality of it is it's just a tough time for everyone. Everyone's going to take a hit.
Yeah. Is he renting equipment out to people?
I'm not sure if he decided to actually charge people for it. Renting it to them, or to just simply keep their membership going and then just let them have it so they have equipment, which I think that's probably what he's going to do for most people. If you cancel your membership, maybe he says, okay, well, I'll just rent you gear. But if you keep your membership active, then that is your payment, and he just gives them gear. Probably a barbell, one set of bumpers, maybe one large set like 45s and one small set 25s, and then maybe one kettlebell. And that's it. And then they can have their own jump rope and figure out where to do box jumps and whatever else.
Maybe My gym just started doing that exact thing of if you're a member, then it works. You can just take, or basically you rent it, but you're not paying for it. And then if you want to come by and actually rent it because you're not a member, then that works. My gym's actually been in a really interesting spot because I learned this through everything that they were doing, but their original business plan was to have the gym, but run it. It was almost like virtual online, or it was like virtual personal training with the individualized nutrition, individualized kind of coaching side of it for the other 23 hours of the day. And then just have the brick and mortar where people congregated and went to class. So when they went to running Zoom classes, or when they went to kind of renting the equipment out, they just kicked that business plan that they've been like dying and waiting for the right time to actually implement this like higher level coaching side of things. And they just went right into it. Their biggest thing that they keep asking me about is how do they create content, because they're a brick and mortar gym that isn't, they're not super interested in like big growth and big marketing. So as soon as this happened and they had to start like filming workouts, they were like, what camera do I get? They didn't even know that you're supposed to be going like to go horizontal versus vertical, to get on YouTube. Like they're just not a big content gym. They're just it's 120 to 140 people. Everyone knows everyone's name. They all love each other. The Facebook group is fire. And then they just kind of kicked this new business plan in that they had just in their back pocket, waiting for a time that it made sense, and no feathers had ever been ruffled. So there was no real reason to do this new thing and get all the questions. But as soon as it happened, it was already written. It was ready to go. So it's been cool to watch them. Like their battle was not the business plan. Their battle was, how do we get information out now? They weren't prepared for the content piece, which is the part that we are constantly doing. So it's been fun talking to them and hanging out.
Yeah, that's what we did. This is a good example of why you want to have more than one stream of revenue. Like all the gyms that have an online component in addition to their in-person component are at least have somewhere to go. They have some avenue to kick off right away without having to build something from scratch. I feel like having like the brick and mortar plus the online, most people I know that do that do really, really well, you know, regardless of the pandemic, where a lot of times if they do their online piece well enough, it kind of like floats the gym. Right. And like makes it where they don't have to worry about the stress of trying to make your monthly nut because with just personal training clients and CrossFit classes.
Right.
Yeah.
We left our gym open because we have the key system, you know, we have the little fobs. And so if people want to go, they can go. And then, we have someone that cleans it every day, but, we tell them obviously clean your bars. But so some athletes who don't have like bars and plates at home, if they want to risk it, they can go. But we've asked them to keep it to less than 10 people in the whole gym. But we have a 5,000 square foot gym. So, if 10 people, it's definitely spread out more than 6 feet.
Yeah.
So it's still open. And what we do, we record our work, like for our general pop, we record the workouts. And then we have whoever is supposed to coach that class is sitting live on Zoom, ready to take any questions, answer anything. If people want, if they want to jump in the Zoom and film, show them their workout, they can do that too. So we have, it was an easy transition for us. Anyone, like you said, if you were doing some online stuff, it becomes an easy transition.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like with something like this, it's a forced change of routine.
Right.
And you should basically just use that the fact that it is forced to change your routine.
Right.
Like your routine is going to get changed a lot of ways that you don't want it to change, unfortunately. But with that, because everything's so chaotic and changing already, it actually makes it easier in some cases to kind of get out of an old pattern, like something that you always gravitate towards doing, 1 rep max back squats, but now that's just not in the cards for you. And so maybe it's a good opportunity to actually go trail running and actually work on your cardio for the first time in a long time, or just train for like mobility, high reps, muscular endurance, like do your mobility. Yeah. All the stuff that you kind of been meaning to do, but just haven't risen to the top of your priority list, this is a good time to just change direction and say, this is it. This is the perfect opportunity in some sense to work on these things that are often neglected.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Is just doing all the things I've been wanting to do. I'm just doing them. I mean, we have to change regardless. So I'm just like, I'm just taking all the risks now because, we're all taking a huge risk right now. Who knows what the world's going to do? So that's what I did. I'm actually, so far, I'm winning. We'll see what happens. 2 months from now.
Yeah.
We might all be dead, but who knows?
2 days into this, I'm winning.
I think that's going to be, I think what's happening to gym owners right now is, well, all of us, we can now say this. We've all started from basically nothing, built and sold gyms. That's pretty cool. Good work, businessmen. Yeah. Good work, fellas. People are going to think we know what we're doing. They're going to ask for our advice. How do I build and sell a gym?
Get lucky.
All of us are going to shrug our shoulders and go, I don't know. It just happened.
I don't know. I really, get lucky.
Just don't sleep forever.
But I now more so than ever realize that I definitely know how to, and I definitely don't know how to at the same time.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. There's a lot of timing. Before,
but now I know I don't know a lot more than I used to think that I didn't know.
Wow. That just got real deep.
Yeah. There's a lot of timing that goes into that. But yeah, I think, and this is like I think the bigger question is like, I wrote a blog that will be going out on our email next week. Just kind of like, writing right now is like a really, really good way for me to kind of conceptualize like what's going on and where, like, what am I trying to get out of this, because I can't get anything. I don't control anything. So what do I control? And, I mentioned a little bit earlier, but I've actually been feeling significantly more connected to everything that I do right now. Like my neighbors are out walking around. We don't have that weird friction of like, do I say hi? Am I supposed to talk to you? I feel more connected to people that I don't know right now than I ever have in my life.
Yeah.
I typically am trying to avoid people when I'm at a coffee shop or like I put my head down. I have my earbuds in. Most of the time I don't even have music in. I'm just signaling to not talk to me.
Yeah.
Because I just want to write, or I just want to do my work, or I just want to do this. And now, because we're all in this thing and there's this innate sense of survival and community that kind of comes together of like, hey, how you doing? You good? Because if they're not good, you kind of want to know. You also really want to know who's around you, who's outside moving around. And there isn't that weird friction anymore of like, do we talk to each other? We're neighbors, but like, I don't really want you knowing about me. Like I have felt all of that slip away in the past this week. So Monday was like the big turning point, I think, for me. I don't know when you guys I think when we were talking about flying, which was going to be next week, Doug was like, I don't know. I was like, dude, I'll hop on a plane right now. Let's go. I'm not worried about this thing. And then Monday, I just started to do more research. And I was like, okay, we're going to shut it down. But I feel like for people that are thinking about this fitness thing, I'm really conceptualizing it as like, look, we have a 12-week training block.
Yeah.
And right now, it's super exciting. Maybe not exciting, but it's interesting. We've got a whole bunch of new stuff. We're adapting. You don't really know what kind of volume you're getting into. You don't know how long it's going to be. You don't know really a lot of what is about to happen. But week 7 is going to be very different than week 1. And that's a serious grind that you're about to be in. And there's going to be a lot of slowing down. There's going to be a lot of really quiet time. A lot of people walking around like very aimless. Like right now, there's still a sense of purpose of I have to do my job. Everybody brought their computers home. Everybody's got in-home. What happens in week 7 when 20% of our workforce has been laid off and all of a sudden your value system changes. That's a weird ass thing to me right now.
Yeah, man.
I really don't know what happens to an entire population when that value system shifts from, I don't think work is the thing anymore. I'm not going to spend my time in front of the computer because I might be here for another 6 months. Like who knows?
Yeah.
And those are the things that I'm very interested to see play out. But I'm also, if it helps me conceptualize, like, oh, I've been here before. I've been a part of this like long-term grind. I understand what it takes to deal with a lot of, how about this? I know what it takes to deal with what I consider to be adversity. But also I don't know what it looks like when tens, possibly hundreds of thousands of people are dying around me and dealing with that level of adversity. But
or millions.
yeah, I mean, conceptualizing the fact that we're all at least 12 weeks right now sitting in our house. So get ready. What does it look like in week 7, week 8? What does it look like? How long do we sit here and wait for the president to go, hey, go spend money. Go back to your real life. Do you remember what it was like? What's your values now that you've been in your house for 12 weeks?
My God. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I know a month ago, what I did when I saw Italy, they went from like 15 cases to 500 in 4 days. And so then I did the math on that one, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're in bad trouble. Because I understand, I'm sure you guys understand exponential growth.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I'm like, so I made a post on Facebook. I'm like, this thing is actually very real. And I started talking about some of the things that are going to happen. And people were crushing me. I'm not fear mongering. I'm telling you but math is math. This is not me being, no one told me anything. I saw this. I did the math. It's coming.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2 weeks later, then people were like, oh, it is.
Boom.
I'm like, yeah, boom. Yeah, it's just numbers. So people can say whatever you want. You can put it's math. It's coming. So now the question is like, how do we respond? Because it is going to happen. So, that's the question right now that we're all trying to figure out.
Yeah. And that's going to be the time and stuff too, when I really start to wonder, you vote with your money, and I hope people still, I really hope people keep their gym memberships. My daycare, or my daughter's daycare, did one of the smartest things that I've seen so far, where they just started charging us half costs, because I want the teachers to get paid. I want everybody to make a portion of their salary, but I don't want to pay the exorbitant amount of money it takes to go to a nice daycare.
Yeah.
So they just sent out the email that they're charging half price for the month, and it was just like, thank you, that's perfect. Like, we'll give you the money to keep the teachers going, to keep the owners fed, to keep all of that. And I think it's a great strategy for gym owners to start to look at, because when we start looking at week 8, week 10, if no one's been to the gym, fitness is becoming like, when I think about like the long-termness of a 12-week thing, like how many people are going to be laying down in their street doing burpees in week 8? Week 2, a lot.
Yeah.
Week 2 is a lot, right? Like people are excited. They're going to stay on their fitness game. But like week 9, week 7, those middle weeks where it just isn't fun, and you're starting to really get cooped up, that's that time where I see people kind of start really falling off. And I hope that I really hope that they are able to like really mentally commit to, every day getting some movement. As far as like advice though, like what, I mean, have you guys thought about like what kind of like the bare essentials checklist of general health, like nutrition, where should people be at in this? Because it's got to shift.
Well, I would imagine that you're going to need to look at your immune system. I mean, obviously the healthier you are, the better chance you have of not getting it. So yeah, definitely looking at nutrition, looking at avoiding any, inflammatory foods, which I know there's a debate about that. But right now, I would definitely, you even look at like taking ibuprofen is a pretty bad deal if you look at the research. Like that definitely opens you up to getting it. And so, and not only getting it, but actually having more severe complications from it. So I would avoid that and definitely move every day. And if you have, you don't even need, like, I'm working on this article. I'm about to finish it, but that I'm giving free. It's like workouts, even if you have nothing, I'm sure you have a stool, you have canned goods to do lateral raises. You have each other. And my wife and I, we could squat each other if we didn't have barbells.
Yeah.
And so like move, continue working, and like think about this too. Like I would recommend journaling this whole time, which I'm doing. I'm trying to write every single day. How am I feeling? How's my family doing right now through all this? Because someday your family's going to want to know what it was like going through this, because this is one of those moments in time like World War I, World War II, that people are going to want to know what it was like being us. And so I reckon not only that, but it's going to be good for your soul too. Writing, just getting it off your chest, meditating, praying in my case, do it every day. Start it. I would also, my advice would be start this routine as fast as you can. So you don't just start sitting around watching Netflix and letting your brain melt. Your brain does atrophy. It will atrophy. You don't use it. And so that's what I would recommend.
I've been hard on the no TV. Just because I got a little one around, and man, that's so easy to turn that TV on, and I'm not judging anybody that does it. I just have, and I only have one kid, so I don't know anything about you crazy people that have many.
Yeah.
But I'm 4 days in, but not one day of TV, and not using it as the distraction.
Right.
I've been outside all day long. I got sun yesterday. I got in the shower, felt a little sunburn on the skin. Your kid's getting bronzed out here. You want to know how I'm looking so good right now? Coronavirus. Social distancing. That's
Corona.
right there. How you look so sexual, Anders? I'm on the coronavirus plan. I've been social distancing. I'm talking to people from afar. I'm not letting them come in my space. I got a bronze going because I'm outside on the blanket, just laying out. At the garage gym, I'm getting swole. I got no bad food in the house.
Boom.
There it is.
Change the direction one more time. I also think that this is a really good opportunity, since outside of the people that you live with, you're by and large going to be having conversations over Zoom with your colleagues if you're doing the virtual work thing, or you're just going to be talking to your friends on the phone. So since talking to your friends on the phone is, it's the same thing to call someone across the world these days as it is to call somebody down the street. It's also a really good opportunity to reconnect with some old friends that you've been meaning to have long conversations with.
That's what I've been doing.
And it's going to be good for everyone's sanity to talk to their friends anyway. So like all my friends in California or Oregon or Washington or wherever that are like across the country from me that I just don't talk to those people as much as I would like to. This is the perfect opportunity for everyone's sanity to make those phone calls and talk to your buddy for 60 or 90 minutes, twice a month.
Yeah.
So I would give this,
or your parents or whoever else.
Is a big piece of advice I would give too would be instead of looking at what we can't do, because there's going to be a lot of things we can't do right now.
Yeah.
If you dwell on that, it'll drive you crazy. Start thinking about what you can do. Start thinking about the things that you do have, and also like start thinking about, I want to do X. How do I do that in this new world right now? And like stop thinking about all the negatives and the can'ts, and just think about what can you do and how are you going to get to where you want to go. And that's what you focus on. And then you start going forward.
Yeah.
I think a great example about that for focusing on what you can do. I don't know if you guys are up on this, but Portland, Oregon's entire economy basically runs on craft beer and strip clubs. They have hundreds of strip clubs there.
Really?
Of course, you can't go to strip clubs. Yeah, I think Portland has the most out of any city, I want to say. And so, of course, you can't go to strip clubs when it's COVID out there.
It's a verb now, or an adjective.
But anyway, so seizing that opportunity, some strip club owner started a stripper meal delivery service called Boober Eats. He needs some mashing.
Wow.
He did it as a joke.
Let me get this straight.
And then like everyone thought it was awesome, so he just scaled it up. And all the strippers need work.
And so the girl delivers your food with their boobs out?
Yeah, no, with like pasties on.
Wow.
Like does a little dance, and then bounces around for a second, and then goes about her way.
That's one of those businesses.
Give her her $40 tip, and she's out of there.
Wow.
That's a DBA business.
That's right.
Wow. Oh man, I think it's a really good time for people to learn how to begin the foundations of an online business. Like, I'm not an affiliate, but everybody should go to ClickFunnels, learn how to build a funnel, learn how to write an ebook, learn how to build a lead magnet, and tell their friends, even if it's just like a how to survive or what you're doing. Like, if somebody right now had 30 days of crafts that you could do with your toddler, and it just laid out exactly what the hell I'm supposed to do for the next 45, 70 days, 3 months, whatever the hell we're going to be in the house, I would buy that for $40 right now. Like, I need craft ideas because
I'm about to write that mess down right now.
I can't sit here and just kick the same soccer ball over and over and over again. Yesterday, I threw a badass picnic in my front yard, but there's only I'm on week 1. Someone's got to help me with week 8. What am I going to do? Look, Mash is really writing down.
I'm really doing that.
Drew would smash it.
Exactly what I'm saying. Exactly.
Drew is going to smash this. Tell Drew I will be her first client because I need crafternoon ideas right now.
As soon as we're done, we're about to do this.
Yeah.
Watch how quickly this gets launched.
Right? Yeah. One ClickFunnels account. Hit me on that upsell too.
All right.
The DIY upsell. I'll pay for it.
All right, we're about to do that. Thanks.
That he went and wrote that down.
I did write it down.
But I think this is that. I mean, that is what people need right now. Like your normal set of I'm not going to be charging for any of this, and I'm going to let a weekend go by. But I already started writing messages on my sidewalk outside just to try and lift people's spirits a little bit, like smile. We're all here together. This is great. Like just little things to people as they're walking their dogs and stuff.
That's cool, man.
But I am going to use my little sidewalk out here to run morning fitness in my court where everybody's 10 feet away from each other, but we're doing mountain climbers. We're doing body weight jumping squats. There's so many jillions of ways that we've never connected as humans before. And everyone has this little skill set that maybe it was something you wanted to do. If you ever wanted to start and fail at a business, you got 12 weeks. Let's go. Let's start it up, watch it bomb, and you can say you tried. Or you could create the Crafting for Dads program and sell 1 million of them.
Try that.
Everyone's online scrolling through their phone right now. I'm really excited about next weekend running a little fitness class. Those people that were in Spain and the guy was running around on the rooftop getting people doing jumping jacks. I saw that and I was like, that is so rad. I want to be that person that is just bringing that level of positivity to fitness and people's lives and doing whatever they can to unite people.
My neighbors we have neighbors, 2 little boys next door, and I was teaching them weight with my sons. They were all doing weightlifting. I brought my little, youth barbell. It's 10 kilograms. And so we had the whole there's 4 of them out there, little 3-year-old bear doing front squats.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a tank.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I've been broadcasting my workouts out of the garage live. And they've actually been getting really good engagement. People ask a lot of questions, and people have no idea what to do. So if you I've only done it a couple days now, but because the engagement's been good and people are watching, I'm actually wildly motivated. Where normally I want to go to my gym and I don't want my workout to be my work, but now it's I'm here. I want to be with people. I want to hang out. Yeah. So set a camera up and go live. And as I'm
writing that down
going through my training, I think that also one thing that's so awesome about the show is we get to talk about our training and talk about the principles of strength and all these subjects that come up in strength conditioning. But it's most of the time we're explaining it to a large population. So if I were to explain what I do in the gym, it may not really hit a broad audience, but it's my interesting little way of thinking about how do I structure a 5 or 6 day a week training program. So now I have the pressure of kind of, not even pressure, but I get to go and like go live every day from my garage. Everybody's going to be able to follow day by day exactly what I'm doing. Like today, I'm 4 days into training already. I'm going to go in the garage and people are going to watch me meditate and stretch. And they're probably going to be bored out of their minds. But if they go back over the last 3 days to see what's been going on, it's like, here's the down day. Here's the recovery day. This is why we go and have a down reg day, which normally is very unsexy and not cool, that you're not going to make the Instagram highlight reel. But if you're consistent about it, people are going to see what's going on in your brain over time.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I'm going to take that one too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Doug, what's your training been like? Did you pop the garage door open or garage gym open again?
Well, I've been in a good spot where until 2 days ago, I've been going to my buddy's gym. He has a large space, and like kind of the whole back half of it is essentially unused. And so I would just walk into his gym, walk all the way straight to all the way back where there's no people, and just set 2 box jump boxes, on top of each other, and just have like my own little stand-up desk back there. And then I had a full gym I could train at whenever I wanted to. And yesterday I didn't train. Today I'm training after this call.
Yeah.
My boys are gonna do kettlebells, and then I cleared out my garage. I got a nice Eleiko set in there, including the bar that we all made together.
That's what I have. Yeah.
Yeah. I got giant camera ball and Select Tech dumbbells. They go 5 through 90 or something like that. So I got plenty of stuff. And then Anders knows this. I wrote 110-minute AMRAPs that are all body weight only, that we'll probably put out here in the very near future. So I like those workouts, and I'll be doing a lot of those workouts too. Like, it's only 10 minutes long, so I can just tell my wife I want to take a break for 20 minutes from watching kids, 5 minutes to warm up. It's body weight only, so you don't have to be like that warm to do jump squats and push-ups and whatever else.
Right.
10-minute AMRAP, 5 minutes to chill, and I'm back inside, and then she can go take a break for 20 minutes and go do the same. So Brilliant. For people that are smashed right now, like me and my wife are watching, a 2, 3, and 5-year-old, and then trying to work whenever I can and whatnot. It's nice to have those short, quick workouts that we can go do, just right out in our garage.
That's brilliant. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to I'm back to the squat every day. So I haven't done that since I was 42 years old. So yeah, we'll see. It brings me back.
What do you, how do you structure that?
The squat every day, I just do it, basically the conjugate method. Like, I'll do a front squat, pause, a front squat, not pause, back squat, low bar, high bar.
Just mix it up.
Just change it. I'm about to do this crazy band thing that Corey Greger's been doing. I'm just let me give a couple weeks to get my legs conditioned, and then I'll try this thing that he's been doing. And
I'm stoked on hearing about that.
Yeah, it's good.
I talked to him probably 2 or 3 months ago, and he was like super fired up about it.
Yeah, he's on me.
That dude's on me nuts.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Man's waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day to go back squat like 1 RM inside 90% every day.
315, he said. 315. He said 15 minutes adds up, he told me. I'm like, are you crazy? Like 315, does it really matter? But I guess it does. His quality of sleep, though, I'm really jealous. Like, he, I
feel better like 7?
No, he only gets maybe, he tries to go to bed by 9:30, but never happens. So he goes to bed 10:30, and
that's me. I would fucking
quality, die. It kills everyone's. I don't know how he does it, but he gave me some advice, and I'm gonna try. But like, he gets, his REM sleep is like destroys everyone's. He's got the little whoop thing, and something's going on because he looks like he's 20. And yeah, he's my age, and he's killing it. So. Shredded. So he's the king of TikTok for
Dude, I'm going huge on TikTok right now.
I quit TikTok. I hate it.
I'm over 2,000 followers.
Man, TikTok hates me. I don't know. That's the only social media I cannot get. It drives me insane. I'm gonna go. I needed a break,
dude. If you went on and looked at my TikTok right now, you'd realize how much you specifically would smash because you have so many freaky ass weightlifters moving big ass weights, and all I do is post 1-ton challenge videos, and people can't believe what is going on. Freaks that are lifting so much weight so fast, and they just go viral. I got couple of them in the like 20, 40, 50,000 range.
No way.
This one just went into the 650,000 range.
What?
Yeah, I got 2,200 followers or something like that right now.
Shut up. Not me, man. But LinkedIn, and that's my jam. But
one thing that this whole Corona thing has done to me though is I've really not gotten off of social media. There's been a real confrontation I've had with needs and wants.
Yeah. And
like what's truly important, and social media has not made the cut for me at all. It's been like I've learned that it's like if you're going from work to dad to husband to work to dad to husband, and you're in this like rhythm of the day, there's no like, oh, I'm just chilling right now, I'm going to put social media up.
No,
it's fourth or fifth place, and right now 4th and 5th place don't get eyeballs.
Man, I got a new content dude. I've never had someone help me with social media. I've had people try and do it for a few weeks. It just never quite worked out. But I have a new guy. He's a bomb. Like I'm super pumped.
Yeah,
he like freed me. So all I gotta do is like cut and paste, and it's great. And so I can do social. I can do LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and he does it for each. He doesn't do one. He does it one.
Yeah.
We talked about what I want per social media group. And
yeah.
So he does it, like I said, and it smashes. So I'm super happy.
Love it.
Damn,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Travis Mash, where can they find you now that you own a gym? Where are we going to freaking hang out? We got to go to Lenore Ryan coming up, dude.
Yeah, well, right now is a good chance you'll find me in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, because I'll be, behind bars, basically. But, no, yeah. Go to matchleague.com.
Find me sitting in my couch, just hanging out.
Or outside with the Alico bar, So, go to matchleague.com and Instagram, Matchleague Performance. But if you really want some good stuff, go to Twitter or LinkedIn. I'm obviously Travis Match on LinkedIn. Twitter is Match the League.
Doug Larson.
I don't do all the platforms, man. I try to stick to one. Instagram's obviously the dominant player, so that's all I ever talk about. You can find me on Instagram at Douglas C. Larson.
If you find me on TikTok, you win. I'm Anders Varner, at Anders Varner. We're we're Barbell Shrugged, at Barbell_Shrugged.
Thank God.
We are back, buddy. Life is good. You can find us over onetonchallenge.com/join. The lifelong pursuit of strength, snatch, clean, jerk, squat, deadlift, and bench. The lifetime goal of 2,000 pounds for men, 1,200 for you ladies. onetonchallenge.com/stronger. 97-page ebook teaching you how to get jacked. We'll see you guys next week.